So many of us think that we need to wait until the holidays are over in order to start taking care of ourselves again. But what if this year you could get ahead of the chaos? What if you could start now? What if you could feel strong, confident, and in control before the holidays even begin? That's what we're diving into today. Welcome to the Biking Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Stacy Smith, and I lost 50 pounds riding my bike by focusing on what my body can do. Now, I teach other women how to do the same. I am obsessed with completely flipping the script on weight loss so that we can work out to feel good and feel strong. If you are ready to stop dieting, learn how to appreciate your body, and have fun riding your bike, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the podcast. I am so excited that you are here with us today. And if you're just joining us for the very first time, a special and warm welcome to you. I am so glad that you found us, and I cannot wait to dive into this week's episode with you, because today we are talking all about the holidays, why we need to start now, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to handle that Halloween candy as well, since oh my goodness, Halloween is this week. So before I go any further, I need to just really quickly mention that we have a completely free holiday reset challenge that is starting next week, November 3rd. I am so excited. So if you are listening to us in real time, all you have to do is go to www.sassy.com/challenge. That's www.sasscy.com/challenge. And you will get all of the information that you need to join us on November 3rd. It is totally free. We're going to be doing this together. We're going to be doing it as a community. And it is just going to be so much fun. So you definitely don't want to miss it. Just go to www.sassy.com/challenge. That's sasscy.com/challenge so that you can join us in the completely free holiday reset challenge. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the holidays and about why this reset is so important and why you really need to start today. So many times we think that we need to just start in January, that we'll have a New Year's resolution and we'll deal with everything later, when the reality is the absolute best time to focus on movement, to focus on your body, to focus on weight loss, to focus on the way you feel about your body. Believe it or not, it is actually when you are the most busy. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but please, please, please stay with me just for a minute here. The thing is that there's just never a perfect time. You think, okay, I'll start when things calm down. That's when I'll start moving my body, or that's when I'll have the time to really meal plan and find healthy foods to eat. And I just can't think about it right now. I just can't do it right now. So here's the thing. There's never going to be a perfect time. And even if there were somehow miraculously this perfect unicorn time that fell down through the sky and hit you in the face, even if that were to happen, you still aren't going to be able to do it perfectly. So don't even try. Just start. And that's what we're all about here in the Biking Wellness community. We are all about just starting and getting really good at starting and starting over and starting again and being persistent in starting. We don't have to wait till Monday. We don't have to wait till next week. We don't have to wait till the weekend's over. We don't need to wait till January, and we don't need to wait until things calm down. I know that I have certainly been 100% guilty of this so often. I go into the weekend and I think, oh my gosh, I just need to relax. I can't bother thinking about what I'm eating. I'm so overwhelmed and I just can't. But what I find is that when I go into a weekend with intention, and when I think about the events that I'm going to have and how I really want to feel in my body, then I feel like I'm in more control. So for example, this past weekend, I had 3 events in 3 days. So on Friday, we had a Halloween party we were going to. On Saturday, my husband and I were going out to the theater for a date night with some food and some drinks. And on Sunday, we had a football party. And I am telling you that the food was phenomenal all over the place. Our friend Sue makes the most amazing food, and both the Halloween party and the football party were at her house. And I was just overwhelmed with all of the wonderful food and all of the goodness. Now, if I was thinking, I can't start now, I'm going to start in January, then here's exactly what would have happened. I would have eaten so much food that I would have made myself sick, that I would have started to feel overly full, feeling like I need to unbutton my pants, or I was actually wearing this kind of German barmaid dirndl sort of outfit. I was thinking, like, if I eat too much, I'm going to have to loosen the ties around my waist. And I didn't want to feel like that. I wanted to feel good now, but I also wanted to enjoy the food. So instead, I just intentionally went into the weekend and I was very mindful about what choices I was making. I made sure that I had a mix of veggies and carbs and protein on my plate. I personally feel better if I eat the veggies first and then eat the protein, then the carbs. So I ate my food in that order. And I still had yummy desserts. Oh my gosh, there were candy apples on Friday. And then on Sunday, there was shepherd's pie and these wonderful like cookie bar things. I don't even know what was in them. Basically, it was heaven in every single bite. All of the food was so good, and it wasn't diet food, and it wasn't bad food. Remember, we don't label food here. It was just good, delicious food. And I ate the foods that I wanted, and I ate them in quantities that felt good in my body. And when I was satisfied, I stopped eating. So we can start doing that now through the holidays and through all of the holiday events. Notice that I didn't micromanage the food. Like, for example, actually, when we went out on Saturday night, I didn't really have any veggies at all. It was pretty much just carbs, and I had a couple of drinks. So when you kind of think about that, you know, those maybe weren't the most healthy meals that felt the best in my body, but it was just one meal. It was just one night, and I was careful to just eat what I wanted, eat what made me satisfied, and not overeat those foods. So we're all busy, and we all have a lot going on, and during the holiday season, it feels like we have all of these events. But when we learn how to prioritize ourselves and prioritize our bodies, when we have all of these things going on, that's when we know that we can really do it at any time. So when you can do it during these busy times of year, during these busy seasons of life, that's how you know you're building the skill set that you need in order to be able to lose your weight for the last time, or maintain your weight, or just keep yourself active during the holiday season. And honestly, this is the perfect moment to start because we're right on the edge of the holiday season. And you have the chance now, because we've barely even started it, to step into it feeling strong and grounded instead of feeling like you're so stressed and that you're just reacting to all of the events and the circumstances and the situations around you. So this is absolutely the perfect time to start. So imagine you're heading into Thanksgiving. You know, we're a few weeks out, and you're already starting to feel lighter. You're starting to feel more confident. You're starting to feel more consistent. And you're not waiting for January to reset. You're not waiting for January to focus on yourself and your body. You're not waiting for January in order to make better choices. There are things that we can start doing right now, some simple habits that we can start incorporating into our day that will make a huge difference down the road. So, like, for example, if you can just fit in a few minutes of daily movement, if you can fit in a walk, if you can fit in a little bit of strength training, that's going to make a difference. If you can fit in a short bike ride, that's going to make a difference. If you can just stay mindful now of what you're eating and feeling, oh, gosh, I'm getting a little bit full, maybe I should stop. And having this kind of more supportive mindset right now where you're supporting yourself and your body, that is going to make the holidays more doable, and most importantly, it's going to make them more fun. We are all about having fun. We're all about eating the good food. We're about having the good times, and we're about not constantly beating ourselves up and not watching every single thing that we eat. I mean, how nice would it be to go to a holiday party and not be wondering, am I eating too much? Wondering if other people are watching me eat, wondering if I'm the one who's always eating more than everyone else. I know that's how I used to go to every gathering. I used to micromanage every single pile of food or handful of food that I put into my mouth because I was worried about, is this going to blow my diet? Am I going to gain weight? Are people going to look at me? And I just don't do that anymore. And I don't want you to feel like you have to do that anymore either. The idea is that we don't need to have this massive plan with perfect discipline where we are restricting ourselves. In fact, that tends to backfire. And I'm telling you, at almost every gathering, it would backfire. I go into it thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not going to eat that much. I'm going to be really mindful. I don't want people looking at me. And before I knew it, I had stressed myself out so much that I was just eating pretty much everything in sight because I had gotten myself all worked up. So we're not going to wait until the holidays are over. We're going to start now, and we're going to start together, and we're going to set ourselves up to be confident so that we can manage the holidays, not just survive them. We don't want to survive the holidays. We want to feel good during the holidays. Which brings me to the next thing I really want to talk about is when you are looking at the holiday season and you're wondering, how am I going to get through this? And how am I going to make good choices? And how am I going to support myself and my body? One of the most supportive things that you can do is find yourself a community that will cheer you on, that will support you. A community like the Biking Wellness Facebook group, which I will post a link to in the description and the show notes. Community just makes change easier. It's so much easier to stay on track when you know that there are people out there that are going to hold you accountable, that are going to help motivate you, that you can connect with, that you can relate to, that you can have some fun with. Like when you're on a bike ride with some other women and you're walking with some friends and everyone's just kind of showing up, it doesn't even feel like exercise anymore. It doesn't feel like something you have to do. It feels like something that you get to do. And it makes you that much more likely to keep going. And that's how it feels when you have a community of women supporting you during the holidays, supporting you in your goals, supporting you in the choices and the decisions that you're making. So inside the challenge next week, you're going to have women just like you that are going to be cheering you on, that are going to be sharing. We're going to share all of the things that we've done well, all of our wins, and we're just going to help each other remember that our progress doesn't have to be perfect, that there's going to be times when we overeat, and that's okay. We're just going to start again because that's what we do here in the Biking Wellness community. We get really, really good at starting. And when we see each other showing up, when we see each other showing up on the hard days, when we can hold one another accountable, when we can just post in the group, hey, this is what we're doing. And that's what we did over the weekend. We talked about all of the activities that we were going to be doing this weekend. When we can really kind of cheer each other on like this, we know that we're not alone. And we remember that we are capable of so much more than we think we are. Now, I'm going to switch gears here a little bit and start talking a little bit more specifically about Halloween and Halloween candy. So if you're listening to this in real time, we are in Halloween week. Friday is Halloween, and there's going to be candy, and there's going to be trick-or-treaters, and there's probably going to be even more Halloween parties because Halloween's falling on the weekend. And here's the thing. The candy is nothing to be afraid of. All that you need to do with Halloween candy, Halloween parties, Halloween food is have a plan. Now, we've already had Halloween candy come through the house. I bought my Halloween candy a few weeks ago. And I know some people will say, don't buy your Halloween candy until the day of Halloween and buy candy you don't like so you don't eat it. And yes, all of those things can work and can help, but I happen to really like candy. And I happen to really like Halloween candy specifically Kit Kats and Reese's Peanut Butter Bats. And I got this bag of Kit Kats and Reese's Peanut Butter Bats. And we started eating it, a couple of weeks ago. And we plowed through that sucker. And it was really good. But first of all, we shared it. There were 3 of us in the house. Secondly, we weren't just having 6, 7, 8 pieces at a time. You can have Halloween candy. You can enjoy Halloween candy. The candy isn't the problem. It's the way that you're thinking about it. That's the problem. Halloween candy is not the enemy. Halloween candy is just candy. And a lot of times it tastes really good. But when you think about it and when you plan it and you only eat the candy that you want, then it's really just not so bad. So for example, I go into Halloween knowing that there are certain candies that I really like and certain candies I don't. And I'm not going to just mindlessly eat the candy that I don't like. I'm going to eat the types that I like, and I'm not going to be guilty about eating it either. I'm also going to be mindful about the candy. I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to say, okay, this is how many pieces that I plan on having. And I'm going to remind myself that the reason why I'm planning this many pieces is because, first of all, this is what meets and helps me meet my healthy body, strong body goals. And also, this is what I can eat and not actually feel gross and feel sick to my stomach. Because if I have any more than a couple of pieces of candy, generally, I don't feel very well. I start to feel like I'm getting almost like a sugar high and a sugar crash. Or I kind of feel like with sugary candy in particular, like the gummy candy, it kind of sits not so great in my stomach. So there are things that you can do to manage the Halloween candy, to enjoy the Halloween candy. Let yourself have a little bit. I have been having 1 or 2 pieces a couple times a week for the past few weeks, and that's totally fine. This does not make me a bad person. And if you've been eating Halloween candy, it doesn't make you a bad person either. You didn't destroy your goals. You didn't mess up. You just lived your life and you enjoyed some candy. And now it's time to make like Elsa. She has some really good advice, and just let it go. The thing is that you can enjoy your candy. You can move your body. You can incorporate more movement in during the holiday season. Remember, we talked about neat movement so that all of that little extra movement you do during the day, it 100% counts. This is exactly the kind of mindset that we're going to be practicing and practicing together in the Totally Free Challenge next week. You don't need to avoid the candy bowl. You just need to go into it with a mindset of, I trust myself to be around this food. You might not trust yourself yet, and that's okay. But I want you to think about how you can strategize candy in such a way where you feel like you're the one that's in power and you're the one in control. Another great tip is that you can always tell yourself that you can have more later. That works really well for me. When I think that I can only eat this candy this one night and I have to eat it all at once, that's when I overeat. But if I tell myself, hey, the candy's going to be here tomorrow. If I want another piece tomorrow, I can plan for it. Then that just kind of takes all of the power away from the candy and puts the power back in my hands. Which brings me to the Holiday Reset Challenge. If this episode has had you kind of nodding along and thinking, okay, I'm ready, I can do this, I know that I'm busy, but I also know that there's never going to be the perfect time, I want to personally invite you to join me for the brand new Holiday Reset Challenge. It's a totally free 5-day experience starting on November 3rd that is designed to help you move your body, reset your brain, and build momentum before the holidays even begin. So just imagine the idea of going into the holidays empowered with tools so that you can manage the food, you can manage the stress, you can manage all of the activities, still fit in time to move your body and ride your bike, and feel good in your body throughout the holiday season. Every day I'm going to kind of guide you through one small, simple shift that is going to help you feel more grounded, help you feel confident, help you feel like you are the one in control. Not like you're guilty if you overeat, not like you have to restrict all of the food and all of the things that you actually love. So there's going to be no guilt, and it's just going to be a simple way that we can get started with our mind and our body through the holiday season. You're also, as I mentioned before, going to be surrounded by other women who are doing it too, right alongside you in the Biking Wellness Facebook community. We are going to celebrate each other. We are going to celebrate our wins. We are going to share our support. We are going to come with questions. We are going to get all of our questions answered. And we are going to be cheering you on every single step of the way. This challenge is totally free, and I'd love for you to join us. All you have to do is head on over to www.sassy.com/challenge. That's www.sasscy.com/challenge. Or you can send me a quick DM on Instagram with the word challenge, and I will send the link right to your inbox. If you are not listening to this episode in real time, if it is not the week of Halloween 2025 for you right now, you can still head on over to sassy.com/challenge because there will be details on either whatever challenge we're running, or you can get yourself on the wait list for the next one. So why don't we make this the year where we head into the holidays feeling confident, feeling calm, and feeling like we are the ones in control? And why don't we do this together? Okay, I can't wait to see you inside the Facebook group, inside the challenge next week. And just a really quick note, if you hate the social media, if you hate Facebook, I've got you. Don't worry. You can still join the challenge, and I will be emailing all of the details to your inbox. You may not have access to the community since you aren't in the Facebook group, but you will still have access to me, and you can email me with any questions, and I will be your biggest cheerleader. So I can't wait to be with you again next week, my friend. Talk soon. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Biking Wellness Podcast. Be sure to head on over to sassy.com/guide, sasscy.com/guide, to get my completely free Lose Weight Biking Quick Start Guide so that you can get started with simple, doable weight loss today. That's sasscy.com/guide.